What's up, YouTube? Can you believe that 2023 is over already? Can you guess how many girl koalas I saw last year? In this video, we'll take a quick look back at them all. Some of them were here for hundreds of days, and some of them just popped in and out fairly quickly because koalas naturally move through the landscape all the time and may be relocating for lots of reasons, and they're not even always bad reasons. Koalas might be relocating simply because they are young koalas who are dispersing, and as the young koalas disperse, that can cause other koalas in the landscape to move about a little bit as well. And I want to just give a quick shout out to everyone who gets behind the work I'm doing here, restoring koala habitat, and thank you all. You can come on over and join the ever-growing Patreon family and be a part of the solution that I'm creating here. It's a great way to get involved. And I'd like to acknowledge the Widjabul Waiable people of the Bundjalung Nation, the First Nations people on whose land I live, work and play. Okay, can you guess, firstly, before we see who it is, who of the girls was here the very most in the whole year? I bet you get pretty close to being right between two of the main girls that I see here, but I wonder if you can guess. Are you ready? It was Grace. So even though Grace spent 2 months in hospital after she unfortunately was attacked by a dog when she did leave the property, even so, Grace was here the very longest of all of the koalas, spending 168 days on the property out of the potential 365 of a year. Grace is so easy to identify with that gorgeous nose pattern. It's just such a striking pattern. You could not ever mistake her for anybody else. Grace is third generation born at Koala Gardens. It was so horrific to think that she left the property and encountered some dogs one night. Here she is in hospital when I visited her with some fresh leaf one day. When Grace came home, she quickly settled back into using trees in the same area that she had been used to using trees in a long time. Now, if you're wondering if that is a big patch of fur missing on her side, it is, because in order to do a lot of tests like ultrasounds, koalas' fur is so thick, we actually need to shave some of their fur. But don't you worry, it grows back pretty quickly. Look at how happy Grace is looking there with her feet up back at home. I love this little bit of old footage I took of Grace earlier in 2023. You want to see that jump again in slow motion? She does a double jump. Now just watch as she grabs the tree. Her body weight dragged her down. It's no wonder we find such big claw marks deep in the bark of the trees when you realize what the koalas are doing up there. Here she goes. That twist of her body as she jumps from one branch to the other. Amazing. I love watching koalas jump. And then back to normal speed, and well, she found a good place to stop. And now a climbing video. Again, they're just amazing the way their muscles work and the way they're able to propel themselves up those straight trunks of trees, which would just have me, totally bamboozled. But nope, that's exactly what our koalas are made to live in. Koala Gardens is a wildlife sanctuary on private property. So I donate my land, my personal time, and a lot of energy and equipment to restoring koala habitat. And it's the best way to live, I can assure you. Alrighty. The one who was here the second most amount of days, I bet it was hard for you to toss up between the gorgeous Ellie and Grace as to working out which one was here the longest in 2023. Ellie is turning out to be the most amazing mum. So Ellie came to the property when she was only about 3 kilos big herself, probably not too long after separating from her mum. We've watched her grow up. You can watch back. I've got a Ellie playlist on my YouTube channel. You can watch Ellie grow up, and we have seen her raise one Joey last year successfully, Eddie, and he came back for a visit in December looking amazing. And now look at this. Ellie has got her second Joey, and we are just dying to know whether the Joey this time is a boy or a girl. We just can't wait to see, but look how quickly that Joey is growing. Ellie is always really easy to tell from other koalas the minute you see those huge ears. They are really something to be proud of, Ellie. We love koalas with big ears, but you know, we just love koalas and the amazing animals that they are, living in the Australian eucalyptus forests, and just so amazing to watch their behaviour as they go about living their lives, sleeping in the trees in ways you just would never believe any other animal could be comfortable. Look at how Ellie is propped on that little tiny bit of a branch under her butt. Everything dangling, holding on with one arm and one foot, and sleeping in the treetops. June was given the perfect name because she arrived on the property in June of 2023. Such a gorgeous girl she is, and the first thing I noticed was this big pouch bulge. So exciting to have a new girl turn up on the property with a Joey and pouch. We had an absolutely thrilling time watching this little Joey emerging, and as that Joey emerged and started eating on his own, crawling about, we discovered that he was a boy. The naming process started, and he was named Baloo. Now sadly, as you're all aware, Baloo disappeared at one point, and I was never able to find his little body, so we don't know what happened. But June is still hanging around, and I'm truly hoping that next year she will be able to have another Joey and things will go a lot better for her this time. It's a real reminder about how important it is to get right behind every effort to create safe habitat for koalas, because they are at such risk all the time with the way their habitat is just dwindling at an alarming rate. That's one of the last photos that I got of the beautiful little Baloo. Another way that you can help the work I'm doing is you can use the Super Thanks button below at any time and throw even just a couple of dollars towards what I'm doing. Every little bit counts, but all of my video on YouTube will always be free. Next one that I saw the most often was another really beautiful big-eared girl. Do you recognize that face? That, of course, is Egwene. Egwene is one of the very few koalas that was not named in the usual process of patrons putting names forward and then social media voting on them, because she was named, my daughter asked me to name her after this character out of our favourite book series that's now a TV show, Wheel of Time, because the actress that you can see there playing Egwene, Madeline Madsen, is a Bundjalung woman, and we're so proud of how she's doing. Egwene came onto the property early in 2023, and she moves on and off through the property. I don't see a lot of her. Sometimes there's a couple of weeks in between seeing her, but she certainly knows the property well and is using it regularly. And I'm thinking she was a juvenile this year, and so I'm hoping that with luck, next year we're going to see Joey's. Now, here's a little bit of a treat for you. I have a kindy enclosure here on the property, and at times koalas come into here, and this little cutie pie is Pudding. Pudding was supposed to spend 2 to 3 weeks in the kindy and then go back for a health check and be released somewhere else, but she had other ideas and she escaped from the kindy. We still can't figure out how, and released herself on Koala Gardens, where she stayed for a couple of months, and then I started to see her further and further south down the property. And so we presume she has found a good place nearby to live. Live long and healthy, Pudding. Such a beautiful koala. The next koala was a real surprise later in 2023 when this gorgeous mum, Bonnie, came onto the property all of a sudden in November with her Joey, Janice. Now, I've put Janice into the girls video because I'm really hoping Janice is a girl, but we still haven't quite got the confirmation yet whether Janice is a boy or a girl. Janice and Bonnie have now completely separated, and I see Janice here on the property every single day. If you've been following me for years, Janice is hanging around in the areas where Chrissy used to hang out. So I'm going to keep stalking Janice. One day we'll find out, but let's hope Janice is a girl, because we'd love that. And now the gorgeous, delightful, big, huge mama koala Pearl. Pearl is the mother of Hope. Pearl came onto the property only a few weeks before Hope emerged from the pouch, and she raised Hope pretty much on the property. They were here most of the time. Then when they separated, Pearl left Hope here, and she spent a lot of her time on the next property to the south of me. After a while, she came back for a little bit, and she had a new Joey in pouch. It was fantastic in the early times after that Joey emerged from Pearl's pouch. We were able to see that Joey, particularly while she was papping. Once Joey reached a certain size, I'm presuming that she went back down to the south of the Koala Gardens property and has been maybe raising her Joey down there. It's so frustrating when you can't follow them all around through the landscape. And now one of the ones who just popped in and out quite briefly, only spent days here, came in July, and so she got named Julie. And Julie came along with this gorgeous big Joey already sitting in her lap, and Joey got named Jojo. So it was a bit like when Bonnie and Janice came along, except that Julie and Jojo didn't end up staying around. They came a few weeks later, they came back through again and were here a few days, and then they moved on. So I presume Julie was looking for the place that she wanted to leave Jojo as they separated from each other. And last, but by no means ever least, is the beautiful Queen Matilda. Matilda has not been seen for quite some time. Again, as I said, we don't really know why koalas move through the landscape some of the time, because lots of different things can influence why they might move, and for them they might not have made much of a move at all, but for a small property like me it could be a big move if I'm suddenly not seeing them. So we love you, Matilda, you really are a queen. And guess what? You've done it. You have just got through the girls wrap up for 2023. I hope that you enjoyed this. As we move into 2024, I'm going to do some video look backs featuring some of the main koalas that have been using the property over the last year or two. So there's still lots to see left. But for now, would you take a moment to make sure you hit that like button and pop in the comments below more girls for 2024. Thanks for watching. Lots more great video coming up. Another way that you can think about supporting koalas in the environment is anytime you are thinking to buy a gift, hop over to my Redbubble store, because I challenge you that you will find something for everyone there.